Good morning and welcome to day 15 of the third annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage and the longest running poker space. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'll be your host. And I'm welcoming Isaac ASMoff as my co-host this morning, and as others drop in, I hope I remember to introduce them as well. Hi, Isaac.
Lucky me. Good morning, Cher. How you doing?
No, it's lucky me. Thank you. I'm good. How about you?
Not too bad. I mean, doing some real life stuff right now, scooping cat litter. Uh, you already know, trying to get some morning stuff out the way. Yeah, man. I burned out last night
I'm with you.
watching old WSOP. I don't even think I was able to watch last night's like current stream because I was stuck watching. What was it? Joe Cata's run? Yeah, I was watching Joe Cata's run.
Oh, I love watching those old episodes. Honestly, I
Me
do.
too.
You learn so
You know what messed
much.
me up though, and this just goes to show you because poker to me is kind of timeless. I was watching what was it, like 2014 or 15, the last time Negreanu made a final table, right? And it was
Right,
Joe McKeon, right? Was
right.
just smashing on him. And you see Joe and he's got his like his hair's kind of long. He looks kind of like an angry hippie or something, right? And then you look at the stream,
It's
you
true.
look at the current fucking stream and this dude is bald. And
A difference a few years
yo,
make,
listen,
huh?
on top of that, he's angrier. You know, like,
Well, maybe life hasn't been as great as it should have been
I
for
mean,
him, and maybe it's just a rough patch. You never know. Life gets in the way and it sucks sometimes.
sometimes it does, but you know what I wonder about? Because I didn't ever see the end of that run. Does he win that year?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, good,
I'm not telling
good.
you. That is a spoiler alert. No, sirree. You almost tricked me
I
into
was
it.
close.
But
I was
no,
close. I was
sirree.
close. I was close.
L- Listen, we're going to skip on for a minute because we have a guest coming on.
Okay.
I first need to thank my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter or check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. You can also listen to the recordings of my past spaces on my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota at 9212. Please subscribe. And I'm going to send Yvonne a microphone and see if we can't get her up here. And then I'm going to put in the chat the flyers I made for our giveaway so that everybody can see it.
Awesome.
So give me 1 second. And of course, it's telling me to retry, retry, retry. Don't you just love Twitter right
It's
now?
okay. Here, I'll send her one too. Hold on. Actually, I think she's already a speaker.
Yvonne, are you there, honey? Let us know if you can speak by turning that microphone on because sometimes it's glitching.
Yes, hello.
Hello, lovely. How are you?
Very good here in Malta. It's summer now. It changed from one day to the other in June, and now it's hot. It's scorching, but I love it
Oh,
like
that
that.
sounds like
Oh,
the sunny south of America, too.
yeah, I love it. I love it scorching. I mean, I'm all red. I have to stay out of the sun because I love being tanned, and I really, really like it here.
Well, for very good reasons. And welcome, Ivonne Montealegre. We appreciate you joining us this morning. For those that don't know, Yvonne is the founder and owner of the Malta Poker Festival, and she has graciously given us a poker package to give away to the Malta Festival this fall. It's worth $2,700. Of course, there's no cash value, but the equity in it is, of course, to make a trip to Malta as cheaply as possible, right? So, five star Hilton hotel stay for 5 nights, October 29th through November 3rd, and those dates are locked in. Um, an open bar bracelet a €550 grand event ticket. That's their main event. Yvonne, thank you so much for that gift to our meetup game.
You're welcome, Sherry. You guys deserve it. You're a fantastic community, and I really Malta Poker Festival is my love. Is the tournament I'm building, and every we try to get as many people from different places as we can. I want to show Malta and where I live and how beautiful it is and the wonderful community we have here. And we've been doing this tournament, the Malta Poker Festival, for 5 years. This is the fifth year edition, but I've been doing a tournament in Portomaso Casino during this week in Malta for 15 years almost. So,
Amazing.
so that place is completely mine in a way that it's so beautiful to work with Portomaso as well. We have a very good operation going on. We just had our spring event, and the feedback was amazing that the dealers were super good. Keep in mind, Malta is a small island in the middle of the Mediterranean. So we don't have enough dealers. We have to bring them all from Italy. And not only from Italy, we bring them. Actually, we bring them from all the EPTs in Europe. So they're dealing in Liechtenstein, they're dealing in Campione, some in London. It's a super mix of dealers, which makes the event incredible. They put a really, really good flavor into the event. Malta itself is gorgeous. The Hilton in Malta is the Hilton in Europe that has the highest occupancy because
Wow.
it's a beautiful property. So you have the Hilton and then you have the casino. And with the package I'm giving you, we'll treat one person that can actually bring a guest. That's covered, not the buy-in. The buy-in is only for the player, but the player can bring a guest. Sure thing. And it's like a perfect holiday place to come. And autumn is one of my favorite seasons because it's not too hot. It's like spring, and Malta is very sunny, so you have 363 days of sun a year. So it's like an LA sunny day. It can be, they call it the Indian summer that week in Malta.
Nice.
So we can get very sunny, and when we do, it's super fun. We rent a catamaran. There's a lot of activities. All players get together because it's more about is spending time with poker friends, playing good poker, enjoying the events, but also enjoying the beautiful outdoors that Malta has to offer.
And for those that may not know, um, you never read anything but anything negative about the Poker Festival. Everybody that attends it gives big reviews. They can't wait to go back. It's a beautiful island, and Brandon is there in our audience. And the other day he was asking us about which train he could take to Malta, and of course we had to talk about the fact that it's an island, and what better than visiting an island in the Mediterranean for an absolutely great poker adventure.
Yeah, from the US, you can go either, you have to touch down somewhere in Europe, ideally Rome or Germany or Spain. There's a direct flight from any city in Europe. You will find a direct flight to Malta. Shout out to the Malta airline because they subsidize flights, so Malta is super communicated. Um, so from any city in the US to any big city in Europe, and then it's a 3-hour flight to Malta. And
Awesome.
for all Americans that have Sicilian roots or Italian roots, Malta is a fantastic destination.
Yeah. I brought Brandon up so he can defend himself since I kind of threw him under the bus. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know Malta is an island.
These speeches are putting you in evidence. How dare she? Listen, Peaches, I need something from you.
Yes, lovely.
I have not stopped thinking about this can of peaches you have at your meetup game.
Oh, the peach salsa.
No, the full peaches in conserva, like you had them full, like how in preservative.
She means them preserved in syrup.
Exactamente, that's exactly right.
Oh, the syrup
Oh,
peaches. Yes, love.
please.
Do I need to bring some with me if I come?
Oh, you won't be allowed to play the tournament, my
Oh
darling, if there's no peaches in my desk. I have not
no.
stopped thinking about that. It's like a recurrent image because you know how frustrated I wanted to bite one, but I couldn't open the jar. So I kept thinking about this. So, um, anyways,
Deal. Deal. If I
perfect.
come, I will bring it.
Oh, thank you. Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the food here is also amazing, and it's a cheap country, guys. I mean, with the imagine that the Hilton stay I'm gonna give for the package includes a breakfast buffet. They have it until 10 a.m. and it's massive. It's the best buffet on the island. It's the Hilton trademark, which you have the omelette station. They have sweets like croissant station, fruits. Uh, English breakfast with beans, and even they have curry sometimes and duck, and it's a really, really nice breakfast buffet. So you get to Hilton, you eat your breakfast in the morning, and the main event also includes the casino dinner when you're playing the main event. So people are very free, because you don't need much while you're playing the grand event. We make sure
That's
you're sorted.
amazing.
Yes, and the winner of the package also has an open bar bracelet, so he or she doesn't need to have cash.
Awesome. Yvonne, what a great deal. I mean, you really do take care of your players, and for those that have been around my spaces, you know that Yvonne's come on a couple of spaces in the past, and we've talked about the Malta Poker Festival, and she's working with Sigma now. We talked about that, but just look at the what she does for the players, and it's a testimony to who she is, how well run she makes sure that the Malta Poker Festival is, as well as look at the customer service. She is taking care of the player who has to travel. Right, this is a destination that probably 99% of the people are traveling to because Malta is an island. But just look at this package, you guys. So amazing. Go ahead, Brandon.
First of all, I wanted to say that's really. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the meetup game, but that's really cool to donate a package like that. That's awesome.
Amazing. Thanks for acknowledging that because sometimes people think it's just signing names on a sheet of paper when you buy them in or something, and everything, has a cost and uh, most important, staff behind it. We want to take care of the people we bring. So that's a main responsibility for me and my team. So rest assured, when you're on the island, this is what we project, and this is our goal, our ethos. Our main ethos is that people come here and they relax and they enjoy poker. Nothing pleases me more than when I'm walking outside the casino on a break and I see all the players hanging out in the terraces, all sunny, having a beer and a delicious lunch before their tournament, mingling, sharing experience. Really, really,
Oh, you're
really good about the project.
it you should be so proud of yourself and your staff. Honestly, Yvonne, like you're just a testimony as to how to do poker right as an operator. And
Oh, thank you, Sherry.
absolutely. And the fact that you just know, you know your players, you know what they need, you know what they want, and you have no problem making those arrangements to take care of those players as well as your staff. I've heard good things from people that have been there, and like I said, have never heard one negative word. And that's a testimony to you and your hard work, Yvonne.
Oh, thank you, and to my great team. I mean, there has been negative feedback. It's an event with people. Last time we had 3,000 runners for the grand event.
Amazing.
Uh, so obviously there's gonna be issues, especially in poker. I mean, if anything, the poker player is super savvy, value hunter. They don't miss a beat, and because poker is human, dealt by humans, there's mistakes. But it's the way that we fix them, and it's the way that we conduct the operation that matters because there's going to be mistakes. I get calls the last days. I left my passport. I don't know where I left it. And we have found passports in other places that are not the casino, but
Good for you guys. It's a
the
team
park.
effort.
Yes, we found passports. I have a story. There's a guy in Norway that, they have this big tuna hunting or this big fish. They go after the
Right.
big fish, and every fish they catch is $20,000 or 300,000. It's crazy, that life. So it's very they get really really possessive about their shifts because each shift you're going to make 400K
Right.
or something if you have a good run. So this guy lost his passport and there was like a helicopter that needed to pick him up in Norway, everything coordinated. He was suffering, and I told him, go to the airport, no passport. And we found the passport and I sent it to him just on
Good for
time.
you guys.
So yes, so we love challenges, and we have a lot of fun, I think, doing this. And I also had like a personal, how can I say it? I grew up a little bit, I think. When life gets a little bit hard, there were some lessons I needed to learn, and one of them is that I really want to enjoy my MPF people. Screw it. That week, I want to enjoy everybody. I want to do what makes me happy. Sometimes I get so caught up in things I have to do or commitments, and I'm not going to do that. This MPF, I am going to enjoy with my community and just make sure the games are
Good for
amazing.
you. There's something to be said about living in the moment, isn't it? Yeah. You've
Absolutely.
got to live in the moment and remind yourself that it's okay to live in the moment. We get into that hustle and bustle in our jobs and trying to make sure that whatever we're working on is going well. And, we do forget to live in that moment and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Um,
Exactly, and especially people that work with us. This is happening. I joined the Sigma team, and I love being with these kids. It's great, but because I'm so busy, sometimes I cannot, go for a lunch with them, and that's a real pity because what really matters are the people. That's what really matters in
Absolutely,
life.
for sure. Is there anything you want to update us on with Sigma?
Yes, absolutely. We are doing the Sigma Poker Tour stop here in Malta. It's in September. So you have two options to come and visit me in Malta. Either September, which is super summer, or MPF, which is autumn. The Sigma one has a fun element. The Sigma one, the off-felt activities are insane. I mean, to pay 400 euro for the ticket and you get included MMA fight night, mixed martial arts. You get dinners for free in restaurants, in lush restaurants. Basically, the CRM system of Sigma shoots out a platinum ticket to all the poker players. And the platinum ticket starts inviting you to at least one expensive, nice thing a day. So it's like 100 euro a day for 7 days. That's more than the 400 of the actual event. So the Sigma tour has this very special component that is super value on off the felt.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah,
That's a great wow, that's a new twist and I love that. I can't wait to hear the results of that plan of action. I love that so much.
thank you, Sherry, because I analyzed, what is missing here, and for me as an organizer, players love the player party and they want karaoke and this, but you know as well as I do, and all our listeners, that when you're running deep, you don't even want to drink. You end up 3 a.m. So as an organizer, it's very difficult to have poker dependent activities, depending on the poker crowd. But with Sigma, we have the summit people that are already booking the best hotel, the best restaurant, the MMA fight. They're doing all of this. So we're plugging in. So if you want, you can choose the mixed martial arts thing on Tuesday, then you play the next day. The next day, you go to an eye gathering dinner, and everything is included in your beautiful platinum
That's
ticket.
awesome.
That Yeah. And also, another awesome thing about Sigma is that we're working with the Sigma Foundation. So we are doing incredible things. The power of so many iGaming companies and our founder, Eman Pulis, is incredible. The Sigma Foundation is a super, super touch. In Rio, in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, they just built an MMA mixed martial arts center for the young kids in trouble to train instead. And because Sigma owns the Centurion fighters, these kids have the opportunity of train, be good, and be a Centurion fighter,
That's
which
awesome.
they make a lot of money. Yeah, one of the fighters is Johnny Walker. That's his name. And he's amazing and he makes a lot of money. And so these kids have like a real opportunity here. And so they just did
What a
that.
great
We just
project.
did that. Yeah, we finished it alongside, plugged in with the poker tour. So, I mean, what we're doing, I think, is so out of the box with Sigma. So disruptive, so beautiful.
It's amazing. Like, anytime we can get troubled youth off the streets and into something positive that may provide a future for them, we know we're on the right track. So,
Absolutely. And the Sigma Foundation has many, many
yes,
projects. I encourage you and the listeners to go to our page, sigma.world, and there you will see Sigma Foundation and all the amazing things. In Philippines, the videographer was just telling me, Yvonne, it was so hard for me not to cry. I was in this very poor place in Philippines with the Sigma Foundation. They were going to donate something, and there was this girl with the spine
oh
bifida.
yeah,
This is a terrible. So
terrible,
he was shooting her. This is a very sensitive, beautiful guy.
right?
So he's shooting a photo of her and video, and he said the backdrop was this extreme poverty, and she was with her BFID problem,
Right.
and she gave me something, and she said, I have a phone, and it was like a plastic phone. And she said, it's my birthday. It was like a concoction of, wow, how hard some humans have it.
Absolutely. And she still
And
found joy in the day, didn't she?
she found joy in the day with her silly plastic phone. I was, oh my God. So, giving people an opportunity, this problem in the spine, it can be fixed with a very expensive operation. So, Sigma Foundation fixed her, is fixing her. I think this happened like last week or something. So, true story. I mean, changes like this to change one life of a human through poker or through what we do, we a little bit spoiled poker players, if we can give a little bit of our winnings to the foundation, it's very exciting, this part of what I am doing, the philanthropic aspect.
That's
uh,
amazing. I love that component as well. I've been heavily involved with a lot of charity work my entire life. So that hits home to me. And I'm sure several people in our audience have been too. So I know they appreciate that arm of Sigma for sure. Well, you got
yes.
a lot of good things going on, Yvonne. Anything else you want to tell us about?
Well, I want to tell you all that I miss the USA a lot. I love Malta, but I am a gringa total. I'm Costa Rican, but we're very Americanized. So I'm dying to have turkey. They don't have
Oh,
it
no,
here.
that's my
I want,
favorite.
oh God. I need Thanksgiving. I need it. I need it so badly. And those speeches. So I just wanted to tell everybody in the US, I find it so crazy with this Trump Elon fight, you know. It's insane. We are living in times of insanity. Seriously.
You
Well,
just have to laugh it off, Yvonne. You just have to laugh it off because tomorrow they will forget all about it. It'll be on to something else that's either uh, more stupid or more entertaining. So you just got to laugh it off.
that's a good way to see it. But yeah, I just want to say hi to my fellow Americans and hang on there and do not be divisive, because also this level of leadership craziness has created, I've seen people become a little bit more aggressive on Twitter, now X, you know. So I encourage our beautiful poker community to be gentle, to treat this as a fun thing. You know, I see sometimes some tweets of players attacking others, and it's just, I think we need a kinder industry.
Well, and we have to remember that and be reminded if more than likely, if you were face to face with that person, you wouldn't be saying it. So just pretend like you're face to face and don't say it. Like, don't say it. It's
Yeah,
just not worth it,
that's
honestly. Um, if there's something I've learned through my whole life of being very involved with watching politics, is that they're all crooked at some point, you know, and both sides and all sides, five sides, it doesn't matter. They don't always have our best interests in mind, and you have to always remember that. But we're going to move on because I want you to give us an overview again of the package you're giving us to give away at our meetup game, Yvonne.
okay. That's great. So at the meetup game, which I love them, I really want all of you to go because it's so much fun. And Sherry does a fantastic job making everyone feel just incredible. So the package for Malta, the VIP Malta Poker Festival package, includes 5 nights at the five-star Hilton Hotel that has a generous breakfast buffet, €550 worth of one ticket to the grand event that has 500,000 guaranteed, but we're estimating we're going to reach 1 million because last time we had 3,000 players. Then you will have an open bar bracelet. You will have the hop on, hop off adventure bus. You have some activities you can choose from and enjoy your time in Malta. I know it's a little bit far from the US, but if you are traveling or you're a traveler or you want to do it, it's really worth it. And we are flexible. If you win the package and you cannot make it and you want to sell it, sell it to someone that can make it. The package is yours. I've always believed that when you win a satellite ticket or they are yours, exchanging a name is totally okay for the organizers because it's your ticket. So if you want to sell the package, I take just the name that Sherry will give me of the winner of the package.
Perfect. Perfect. And of course, I'm always going to encourage uh, the folks that are coming to the meetup game. First of all, it's going to be the first 36 players playing a stack. They're going to get a ticket into the drawing for the multi-poker package. And I hope that you wouldn't charge someone if you were going to give it away. I would hope you would just give it away because that's the spirit in which it was given. But if you choose not to give it away and you want to, sell it, I'm going to leave that up to you. But in the spirit of the meetup game, would hope you would give it away. So that's my 2 cents on that for sure.
Fantastic. Your game, your
Well,
rules.
and I appreciate that. But Yvonne, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you're a busy lady, so I don't want to keep you here if you need to go. And thank you so much for this gift to my meetup game. It really means a lot when someone in the poker world acknowledges something I do. And this is one way that I've been acknowledged by this gift to our meetup game. So thank you so much, Yvonne.
You deserve it. You are fantastic for the poker community. I have nothing but respect for you and for what you do. So you deserve it. And we are very happy to be the catalysts of joy for you.
Thank you, Ivonne. Love you, my friend.
Thank you. Love you too. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Bye,
stopping
Ivonne.
by, Yvonne.
Bye. Thank you. Ciao.
And for those that have been listening to my spaces, Yvonne actually got married in Vegas. And so we went to her wedding at the White Chapel, at the Little White Chapel. It was amazing. Like I could check it off my things to do list in Vegas was, attend a wedding at a Little White Chapel. And yes, they did get married by Elvis. So I want to welcome to the panel Mel Pittard. Girl, you made a deep run yesterday. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I made a final table yesterday, so it feels good to
Tell
kind of
us
get on the
about,
board.
hey, tell us what the tournament was.
Tournament was the $1,600 Wynn PKO.
And this young lady came in fourth place. And that's amazing. Congratulations. Are you
Thank you.
tired? You ready to go? Or what are we doing today? Taking the
I'm
day off?
pretty, I'm pretty jazzed up. No, I'm not taking the day off. Actually, I'm going to play that Turbo Bounty at the World Series. Yeah, so I'm about to go play that, and then I'll definitely play some more stuff at the Win, though. Let me tell you, because I seem to run
Awesome.
really well at the Win. But yeah, I'm gonna play the Turbo Bounty today. So hopefully that goes well. We'll see.
Awesome. I'm so proud of you, girl. Get it.
Thank you. Your meetup game sounds like it's gonna be amazing. So I'm so happy for you. That's fantastic.
Well, thank you. It's coming together, as they say. Um, Definitely some fun stuff going on. The Green Visor game gave us Phase 4 passes to give away, and they're giving us some swag. And I'm going to go through a list probably tomorrow of everything that we have thus far to give away: gift cards and books and hats and yeah, autograph books. And yeah, it's really exciting. Go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, since she was playing a PKO, how many people she knock out?
So it was a little bit weird because the PKO part didn't start until day 2. So I only knocked out one person actually in all that time. But
Still lit. Still lit. Awesome.
so yeah, but the PKOs. I wish the PKOs had started day 1 because I knocked out about 8 people on day 1, but they didn't start till day 2.
That's a cold game. Hey, but still, you ran real deep. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Are there any moments in that tournament, either hand wise or otherwise, that are memorable? Want to talk about?
Hand wise, no. I think just sticking with it though, because when there were 14 left, I had 6 big blinds. You
Chip in
know,
a chair, baby.
just
Chip
spun it.
in a
I spun
chair.
it back up to like 20 something bigs, and just was able to kind of make a little bit of a run at the final table. So I think just don't quit when you have like less than 10 bigs. Don't panic and just put it in. Just kind of you can still be patient. I think that's probably the biggest thing from that tournament for me.
I think that was a lesson I learned probably 5 to 8 years ago. That you're right. Don't panic. Like, don't think you have to do something. Like, let it come to you. Let it come to you. And sometimes it doesn't, and you're out. But a lot of times it does. Let it come
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, pick a spot, pick a good spot. Don't just get frustrated. And you see a lot of people, they get short like that, or they lose a flip, and they just the next hand they're in with 7 deuce off and they're standing up. You know what I mean? At least pick a spot.
Exactly. I totally agree. And I'm sure most of our listeners do too, because they've been in that position
Yeah,
and you've seen others do it for
for
sure.
sure.
Absolutely. Have you had any problems with the WSOP Plus app?
With the app, no, I don't think so. Have I had any problems with that? No, the WSP Online crashed yesterday. I
Yeah,
fortunately didn't play that. You might be talking about that. I didn't play that tournament, the mystery day 2, because I knew I would be playing live on Monday. So I just
right.
I don't like to mix it. I will, but I rather just focus on one or the other at one time.
Right. Yeah, we
But
haven't talked about that yet, but we're going to. Uh,
okay,
and
yeah,
what happened is they got into day 2 of that mystery tournament online, and folks that were eligible to play day 2 couldn't log in. And of course, how frustrating would that be if you're a player, let alone if you're a newer player, somebody that's never made it to a day 2 online tournament. I'm sure it was quite frustrating, and they eventually stopped the tournament and canceled it. And um, to my knowledge, as of I don't know when the last time I checked, there was no update as to how they're going to rectify or pay the players or refund the players or what they're going to do. So it'll be interesting to see what they do about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably, since it was a day two, and I didn't play it, but I think all those people were probably in the money. And I know somebody pulled a $10,000 bounty. So I mean, I think they should probably make that person whole, and I don't know what they'll do, but and then maybe take the ICM value of everyone's stack and just distribute it. That's what I think. In my mind, that's probably what should happen. I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but they definitely need to pay out the bounties for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
for sure, because I mean, the sure way to not have people sign up for the next bounty tournament is not to pay out the bounties, right?
Right, right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that would not be a good look. So they definitely need to pay out the bounties. Isaac, had you heard about that?
Absolutely not. I'm kind of
Yeah,
like a little thrown back right now, even hearing all of this.
yeah, it's not good. Um, and like I said, I'm anxious to see what they're going to end up doing as far as rectifying it. But there were a lot of people really mad for sure.
I mean, that's a
And
major issue. If you get in a
yeah,
contest, right, and it's supposed to be one of the prizes, and you're not getting paid out, like, not a good
Well, I
look.
mean, and you got WPT giving out $1 million at the a WSOP
yeah.
tournament, and I guess when their site crashed, they made it right and had a free roll, or so I think they WSOP really has to step up and make it right. I hope they do. Maybe they're hopefully they're just figuring out how they're going to make it right, but I don't know. Hopefully,
And that's what I think. I think they just took a moment to step back to figure out exactly the extent of it and what are the solutions or possible solutions for sure. And I guess, what made other people upset yesterday about the IT surrounding the WSOP. There's been some glitches with the WSOP Plus app. Like, people have tried to go update their stacks and they couldn't, and they were getting error messages. Some people were trying to, I think it was register, and they had already played tournaments that had paid their entries through the app, and now it wasn't recognizing them. Like, they
hmm,
had to go back to verify. And
weird.
Oh, that's really bad. I'm pretty
I
yeah.
sure
have
their
not had any of
developers
that
are
stuff
working on
happen to
that.
me. Knock on wood, but I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, and then I guess Kevin Mapp put out a tweet or set at like 7 or 8 o'clock last night that they have a lot of they have a little booth at the WSOP, and it is the IT folks for WSOP Online. And I guess that they closed that booth at like 7 or 8 o'clock last night. And it
Oh wow,
really ticked people off that they closed the booth right in the middle of one of the biggest crashes of their site. So it
wow.
was my understanding it was a little bit of a shit show. But again, we have to think about it. Sometimes, yes, we're frustrated. We can't get on our day two or whatever. But at the same token, that booth doesn't have any answers yet because it's too soon, right? They're trying to figure it out. And I've actually sat at that booth for a couple hours in the past because I went there for help. And then I got to talking with the IT guy there, and I literally sat there probably 2 hours. And as he
Oh
was doing
wow.
IT stuff, I was actually asking people or answering questions and directing people. He was like, "You can't leave because they keep coming asking me these questions and I don't know the answers." And so it kind of was a comical thing. But my point is, that booth closing down, even though it was frustrating, of course, um, they probably just didn't have any answers to give. And why keep that going when they have nothing to give you, so to speak?
Right. I
And
was at the Wynn the last 2 days, to be honest. So I kind of missed that whole Colossus shit show thing. But I wonder if it's because, and I'm just speculating, but I just wonder if it's because when people bust the Colossus, it happens so fast. I wonder if that overloaded anything.
yeah, I don't know. And, you know, when you think about this app, like how much, is that all on one server? Because you have how many thousands of people on this Plus app now? And then you have the WSOP where you're playing online app. And, you know, like how many hours of the day is there for these IT people? I don't know, but kudos to them for working around the clock to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, I guess I've been lucky with the app. I haven't had issues, but hopefully they get it worked out.
Well, and I joked about this before, right before the WSOP started, and my joke was, well, by the time I get there on June 20th, they should have all this shit worked out, and it'll work perfect for me.
You should have it. You should be golden by the time you show up. It should be everything should be fixed. So it should be good for you.
Exactly. But it's frustrating. I get it. But at the same token, those folks are working their asses off to figure it out, right? And who's to say they weren't hacked or whatever? I mean, who knows? But hopefully they'll have some answers today that'll make everybody happy. And, you know, quite honestly, WSOP can choose to be the hero or the zero today with their answers to that puzzle. So that's on them.
I don't know. Side bet,
I feel
I say
bad for
zero.
Kevin. Is all I can say. He does a good job.
He really does. Go ahead, Isaac.
I was saying side bet, I say zero, just because it's probably gonna take a couple days to patch issues. But hopefully they got a team of devs working on it, because you figure with the app, so many things can go wrong. So
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's technology, people. When it's working, it's awesome, fantastic, magnificent. But when it's not, okay. We know what the opposite of that is, right?
yep.
So it is what it is. Mel, I'm so glad you chopped in to tell us what you're doing and how you did yesterday.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm going to take off because I'm going to go play this bounty. But good luck to you guys. And it sounds like your meetup game is going to be amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. And hey, knock 'em dead today, will you, kid?
I hope
Good
so.
luck. Good
I'll see
luck.
you later. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you. Some powerhouse females in the poker world, Ivonne Montealegre and Melanie Pittard. Glad they stopped by to chat with us this morning for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, you know what? We've been talking about the meetup game. Let me give the plug. The fifth official Spaces meetup game is June 21st at the Bellagio Poker Room at 1 p.m. It is a cash game, and we're going to have pizza that day, which is provided by Sean McCormick and the Bellagio crew, who's, I know, going to take great care of us that day, as they always do. There is a shark trophy up for grabs. We have some amazing Splash the Pot items, as I mentioned earlier. The Green Visor Gang is giving us 2 Phase 4 passes to give away, as well as some swag. I'm excited about that. And those that may not have heard us talk about it yesterday, Isaac and the crew is going to be at the meetup game, and they're going to set whoever wins that pass or those passes, they're going to make sure your phone is set up to take advantage of those passes and get you going as far as the tech part of it is concerned. They're going to do it right that day and set you up and get you ready to go. I need to thank John, sent us some books to give away, and Sarah O'Connor gave me 2 autographed books of her books. And I'm going to get to all of this as this week goes on. I've donated some books, and of course, Yvonne gave us this amazing poker package to Malta, which now we just found out even got greater because now you get free buffet breakfast at your Hilton stay. And during the main event, you're going to get the casino dinner for free too. So, more value to that package for sure. And Jeff with 2F has given us some hats, and Ruben some gift cards to give away. Caitlin is going to bring some items with her to give away, and South Point is giving us something to go give away. I don't have all the details. I have to pick up the certificate or certificates when I get into town, and we'll know more about that as when I get into town. So and costs. If he can make it's going to bring some items, and exec deck's working on his stuff. And so there is a lot going on, folks, and I'm excited for it. Do you have any comments, Isaac?
Honestly, teleport me. Just I need to be there already.
I know that's right.
You know, I'll
I
just
know
walk
that's
around the
right.
strip aimlessly, but I'll be happy.
I know. Tell us about your one shot.
Yes, definitely. GBG One Shot is our satellite to the World Series of Poker main event. It's a 27 seat, one game satellite that we're running. The game will be hosted on June 16th in our server on Club GG. That is where we play. That's where the Green Visor Gang lives currently. Your seat costs $600. And like I said, it's only 27 seats, which is about three tables for the event. The winner gets a WSOP main event seat with accommodations, or if they opt because they cannot attend, they can get a final table chop, which they'll take the lion's share of the prize money, and the rest of the final table will get a little something as well. Um, this is our second time doing this. We did this last year. We hosted 28 people as well, and we awarded the final two players a chop because neither one of them were able to attend. So we're aiming for the main event. That's our goal. Right now we're about, I think, a little over 6K in funds raised. So we got about another 5 days before we tally up and see where we're at. And yeah, we're excited to provide this opportunity. This is, like I said, our second year doing this. Our club has given over about 150 ETH, which is quite a significant amount, somewhere in the area of 200K over the last 3 years to our community members. So we're all about, trying to make the poker dream happen for everybody who's able to either travel or not travel. But yeah, if you want any more information regarding, just DM me, or you can also follow the Green Visor Gang account, and through there you can get into our Discord and you can ask some questions in general chat or open up a ticket.
Awesome. Thank you for that update, Isaac. I appreciate it. Want to give a little shout out to Snoop. He won a Gold Rush ticket. So congrats to Snoop on that win from a social media giveaway. So good job, Snoopy. Um, I also, oh, I need to find, uh, give me one second, you guys. I want to go over the Women's Hall of Fame inductees for the class of 2016. Deborah Burkhead was an inductee. Debbie wrote for many poker magazines. One of her columns was Debbie Does Poker. It ran for 10 years in the Poker Player newspaper. Deb was the co founder of Poker Player Cruises in 2010. Debbie Burkhart, class of 2016. Also inducted that year was Victoria Corinne Mitchell. Victoria is a British journalist, TV presenter who is known for being the first two-time winner of the EPT. Victoria wrote her memoir titled For Richer, for Poorer, A Love Affair with Poker. She was part of the Poker Stars team and has over $2.5 million in winnings. Victoria Corin Mitchell, class of 2016 Women in Poker Hall of Fame. So thank you for that. Um, those ladies were all pioneers that led the way for people like me to play poker and make it a better place for all of us, for sure. You know what? I'm just thinking about this poker package from Malta. If you're not excited, people, about what Yvonne was saying, then you are just not alive right now in the world of poker. Like, I can't stop thinking about what she was telling us that it includes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there's a whole lot of additional value there.
yeah, so cool. So
Absolutely.
cool. So cool. All right. So let's get to the poker around town. Shall we go ahead, Isaac?
Sure, let me just pull up my schedules. One sec. All right. Okay, so let's start off with the Westgate Las Vegas. The Westgate offers a variety of daily poker tournaments, 12 p.m. and 3 p.m., $45 buy-in, no limit hold'em tournaments, 7 p.m., $65 buy-in, no limit hold'em tournament, a 9 p.m. $60 buy-in, no limit hold'em tournament, and additionally, they host their daily 3 p.m. Lazy Pineapple tournament, which is tons of fun, and Sherry can attest to that, right, Cher?
Hell yes.
All right, moving on to Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood conducts four daily No Limit Hold'em tournaments at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. Each tournament has a $100 buy-in and offers a starting stack of 20,000 chips. Over at Red Rock Casino Resort and Spa, Red Rock hosts a daily No Limit Hold'em tournament at 10:35 a.m. The buy-in varies by day. Monday through Thursday, you're paying 125 to get in. Friday to Sunday, you're going to pay 150 to buy in, and each tournament offers a starting stack of 25K chips. Over at Caesars, we have a 10 a.m., $120, $50 add-on game with a 15K starting stack. At 2 p.m., it's $160, $50 add-on, 20K starting stack. At 6 p.m., it's another 120, $50 add-on, 15K starting stack. And finally, at 9 p.m. is their $160, $50 add-on, 20K starting stack game as well. And each one of these is a 20-minute level game. And the guarantees vary. For the lower buy-ins, it's $1,000 guaranteed. For the higher buy-in, it's 2K guarantee. Both are great though, because a lot of people kind of sleep on Caesars, so you might want to check that out. Over at Resorts World, there is a 1205 $200 no limit, and there is also a 705 $200 no limit. Both of them 25K starting stack, 30-minute levels, 3K guarantees. And finally, over at Mandalay Bay, there is their nightly $60 no limit tournament at 8 p.m. that offers a 10K starting stack, 15-minute levels with no guarantee. I've seen that one go pretty high sometimes, and that's actually pretty damn good for the strip to go and, throw $60 to get into a tournament. Definitely something to check out if you're staying by Mandalay Bay. And that's all of the casinos we got, Share.
Well, thank you. And over at South Point today is the 10:10 a.m. tournament. It's a no limit tournament for $120 with a 10K guarantee. At 2:10 is their Omaha 8 or better, $120 buy in, 5K guarantee. At 6:10 p.m. is their no limit bounty tournament, $50 bounties, $180 buy in, 10K guarantee. And at 10:10 p.m., which is a crowd favorite, is their turbo bounty. $120 buy-in with a 3K guarantee. Something I have forgotten to mention this week is the Mixed Game Festival over at the Bellagio. How could we forget to talk about that? It's running through the 12th, and then next week it'll be the 15th of June through the 19th of June. And that's a card player has teamed up with BetMGM Poker to run that mixed game festival at the Bellagio. If you're new to mixed games, I highly recommend attend that festival. I think it's a great place to go cut your teeth in the mixed games. The people are very friendly. They're willing to help teach you as you play. So definitely head over to the Bellagio Mixed Games. Over at the Wynn at 11 o'clock is their no limit flight 1C. Again, at 1800 hours is their flight 1D. $1,600 buy-in, 2.5 million in prize pool. I mean, sorry, in the guarantee. Over at the Aria is their PLO mystery bounty at 11 o'clock, and it's an $1,100 buy-in, $250,000 guarantee. Over at the Venetian is the MSPT Flight 1C at 11:10, and it is an $1,100 buy-in with a $1 million guarantee. Over at the MGM Grand is a 10 o'clock Flight 1A of their No Limit tournament, $400 buy-in, 100K guarantee. 1,400 hours is their Big O, $600 guarantee. I know it isn't. $600 buy-in, 40K guarantee. At 1,600 hours is their Flight 1B. Into that $400 buy-in, no limit tournament. And at 2,100 hours over at the MGM is a no limit tournament, $150 buy-in, 3K guarantee. Over at the Orleans at 11 is their Tours with a T tournament, $1,100 buy-in, 100K guarantee. Also at 11 o'clock is the No Limit tournament, $300 buy-in, 30K guarantee. 1,600 hours is their Survivor, 1K. It has a buy-in of $125, 15K guarantee. At 1,800 hours is their No Limit tournament, $200 buy-in, $15,000 guarantee. At 2,200 hours is the Survivor, $125 buy-in, $1,500 guarantee. Over at the Nugget, the bar poker open flight 1B is an invitational, starts at 11. At 1,300 hours is their no limit tournament, $200 buy-in, 25K guarantee. And at 1,800 hours is their tag team, one of my favorite events, $200 buy-in, a 20K guarantee. We're going to get into the WSOP coverage in just a second. But before we do, I'm going to let Fats have a chance. Welcome, Fats.
Hey Sherry, how you doing? On that Bellagio mixed game,
Yes.
did you mention that if you get to the Bellagio, um, and then while you're there, when you're done for the day, if you pre-register to come back the next day, I think they'll lend you a bulletproof vest to leave and come back.
Okay, Fats, I don't find that funny, and I'd appreciate no jokes like that, okay?
All right, that's all right. I'll take it back.
And I say that because people lost their lives, and I don't think it's funny.
All right,
I
I won't
appreciate you.
disagree.
I appreciate you, Fats.
Early humor for me today. I'll try and speed it up or improve it as the day goes.
I appreciate that, my friend.
Apologize
Appreciate
to
you.
anybody that was offended by that.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. You want to tell us about Bet Bash? I haven't gotten a Bet Bash.
Well, they just released the schedule of the seminar classes that they're going to have. They'll have 3 on one day and 3 on the next day, and they'll be an hour apart. And so you have, so they're in 6 groups of, I think, 5 classes. So you have to pick one of the 5 in each group, whichever sports topic. So if you're signed up, that class is scheduled so you can see what's being offered in all those classes now. So
Awesome. And I actually looked at that schedule today, and I noticed there were some spaces favorites on there and some spaces not so favorites on there. It depends on what side of the fence you're on. But
yes,
there's some of my favorites, and so it's fun to see that some of those spacers have gotten some, some notoriety, so to speak, in the sports betting world and in the poker world. They're working hard, and so good for them.
yeah, it's definitely an inclusive group. There's people that do have certain followings, and people do want to hear them. So they found a topic that would be suitable for those people to speak on, and so that's
All
how they
right.
did that.
Yes, sir. And you have any updates on Hall of Fame nominations, the process, where you're at with that?
Now the class for this year's induction has already been announced. If you go to the Sports Gambling Hall of Fame website, you can see who's being inducted. One of the classes is the 3 live members that are being inducted are going to have a sit down class where all 3 of them will be just on the panel to maybe discuss their careers or talk about answer questions or whatever. And so the 3 current inductees will be running one of the seminar classes where people who aren't familiar with them can get introduced to them up close and personal.
Well, that's awesome. Very good. Well, I appreciate those updates, Fats, for sure. For those that are, sports betting, Bet Bash is in August. You want to give us the dates, Fats?
I believe it's the 9th through the 12th, but the website is betbash.co, and that has all the information and schedules um, on it. And I believe the two like pre-registration events. There's a golf tournament and a poker tournament, and I'm assuming I haven't been notified officially, but I likely will be one of the bounties in the poker tournament again this year.
Awesome. So fun. So we got a golf outing. We have a poker tournament. We have classes to learn and share information, network.
We
What else can
there's
we
a
find?
there's a networking seminar, which is kind of like speed dating, where you fill out a questionnaire. So what type of sports topics you're interested in, or type of betting or sports. There's all different categories. You fill that out. Everybody else fills that out. And then we have a room of, the whole, however many people there are, 700 of us. And they run a program, and they spit out a meeting schedule for everybody. And the tables are numbered, and the seats. So you go have an assigned seat. You go there. The person you're supposed to meet goes there. You talk. You have a 5-minute meeting. Maybe exchange information. Sometimes you really don't have much in common. Other times you're like right on sync with each other, and you make a contact for the future. And if you only make one good contact to help you in the entire course of the week. I think I went out there.
Yep,
If you
you
only
did.
make one good contact that's going to help you with whatever you're doing betting and improve what you're doing, it pays for the whole thing many times over. So, and that's a fun little event, and you meet a lot of people there. And
I love that. I love that so much. I think sometimes we forget when we go to conferences that, um, we network as we buzz around at a luncheon table or sitting in a seminar together. But really, to make an opportunity to do a speed dating, so to speak, networking session, I think more places need to
yeah,
do that. I love that.
the other thing too, as far as the social aspect of it, there's every night of Bet Bash, there's an open bar.
Right.
There's one day towards the end of I think it's probably on that Thursday, where they have two watch parties for, it might be the Hall of Fame, or one of the NFL preseason football games, whatever's on that week or that day. And so there'll be a watch party for that game. There'll be one at Circus Swim and one above the sports book, fully catered with food and everything like that. So that's nice. The seminars, they bring out lunch for the in between on the seminars. So you have the speed dating one day, the seminar classes another day, and
That's
then
awesome.
there's another day where there's panel discussions, where there's like 4 or 5 panel discussions on specific topics, where like the whole room, you fill up the whole big room with as many people come as want to hear the topic. So they
And
have
let's
that,
not forget. Oh, go ahead.
and then they close out with the banquet, the induction ceremony, and then the after party up at Legacy Club. But Legacy Club every night is rock until they close, where you can just meet contacts and and network more up there, talking to people and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you for those updates. If anybody has any questions for Fats about Bet Bash, come on up to the panel and ask him. And if you don't do it here, you could also DM him. He's very gracious about giving out information for sure. He'll be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you for talking about Bet Bash in this segment.
Absolutely. I always support it for sure. Anything happening positive, I want to be about it.
Well, I'll say this: I'm going to be. There's a possibility that this week I may give out a pizza wager for a future. I haven't set it up yet, what day I'm going to do that, but possibly before the end of the week. And next week I will be doing an interview with a guy who, when I first came to Vegas, he was the guy that was running uh, the crew that knew the guy I knew from Philadelphia. And so when I came out to Vegas originally, I ended up working for them as a runner for the first 3 months I was out here. The guy who ran that crew, he didn't want to do it anymore after 3 months. I was the only one they trusted with any money or anything, so I ended up taking his job. And then I was running that crew, and then I built my career from there, running the crew. However, this guy, we've referred to him as the Cato Kalin of sports betting because he got along with every very, very sharp and well-known gambler at the time. And he would live on one guy's couch, and he would like go couch surf to couch surf with the greatest sports minds of the time. And he knows everybody. He knows where all the bodies are buried. He still has great sports betting contacts to this day. He's actually a horse gambling degenerate. So he always would go broke betting horses, but he could always make it back betting sports. And he's got tons of stories. And I'm going to do a sit down interview with him, reminisce about a few old times, and we're going to tell his story. Um, so that's going to take place probably next week, one day.
Well, I will look forward to that for sure. I'm a little busy, crazy. I might actually be in a national park next week, but I'll definitely catch it on replay if I'm not there live.
It should be entertaining. The only question is how long we'll end up going, because we could go for 8 hours all this once we get started.
Well, and I get that because those old stories are so much fun to listen to and so much fun to be, talking about and reminiscing if they're your stories. So I completely get that. And the audience loves that kind of stuff.
So those are a couple things I got on the back burner, and then I mentioned the other day too. I started working on my book, and since I'm not betting sports, I'm going to dedicate my time now to working on my book. So,
Oh, good for you,
and I
Fats.
made a big dent in the start of it already. So
Good for you. That is awesome. I love that. I will look forward to that autograph copy, my friend.
I'll be autographing them. I know that.
I love it. Love it. So all kind of news is happening with the Fats over here. Um, and I love it. Love it. Some great stuff, Fats. Some great stuff. Some positivity. And, you starting that book is amazing. I love that. Isaac, any questions or comments? Oh, he may be working.
I can give you a preview of the book's going to be broken down into um, three sections, and it's I don't know if I'm going to make it three separate volumes, three separate books, or one big book with three volumes in it. But the titles of the three sections are going to be, the first section is going to be about from birth till I made my first million betting sports, and that's going to be called Breaking the Bank and a Few Balls Along the Way. Then I ran into a rough patch where um, I was getting divorced, and I caught a cold streak of sports betting where I lost over $1 million. I went to Duke Diet and Fitness Center. I got I trained a guy down there to become a handicapper, brought him back to Vegas. He um, ended up with my ex-wife.
Of
So
course he did.
the second segment's going to be how I lost $1 million, 100 pounds, a wife, and a handicapper. Now,
Uh,
after that, I rebuilt up until the year I got arrested with the whole Spanky case. And at the time I got arrested, I was on the top of my game. I was doing as good as I'd ever done. I had like 5 different things going on, and every one of them was like printing money. It was like Shangri-La every day. And then we got arrested, and that, they took a ton of money and the whole bit. So the last section of the book is going to be from the arrest until I had to rebuild myself one more time and come back again. And that title of that section is going to be The Fall and Rise of a Great Empire, Third Time's a Charm.
nice. Good for you, Fats. As always, you put a lot of thought into it, and it shows. And we will look forward to that book.
And then there'll be 3 extra sections. One will be a glossary of characters with all the nicknames and who they were. One will be some testimonials of people I've worked with. If they want to make comments for a page in the book or something, I'll put that in. And then there'll be a special section for anecdotes and stories that didn't fit the flow of the book, but that were funny, that I wanted to add. In particular, the one story that made me want to add that section was there's a story about an apple and a Chinese food buffet. And so that story is definitely going to be in, but I don't know where that would really fit in. So that would be in the extra section.
Awesome. And you know what? As you're writing it, you may fit that story in somewhere. It's amazing once you start writing how the flow goes. And most of the time, it doesn't go where you initially thought it would. So, good luck with writing. I think
But
you're going to have a blast.
the funny thing about the apple and the buffet story is I had forgotten about it, and 20 years after the fact, a famous or a big sports big bookie had died, and a lot of people, they were having a big funeral service, and then they were all get together eating afterwards. And so it was a bunch of sports bettors that had known each other for years, and they were sitting around. I wasn't in attendance, and they were sitting around, and one of them brought this story up about me and the buffet from 20 years ago. And the next day, my phone was 3 different people called me and asked me about it. And so that brought that story back to life.
I love it. Love it. Good for you. Well, good for you, Fats. Good for you. And how you feeling, pal? I haven't asked you in a while.
Feeling good. I have my 4th and final chemo on Friday. So I'll probably do a space for 3 hours when they put the big 3-hour chemo bag on, just to kill the time during that. But other than that, I had met with the doctor, and that would be the surgeon if I were ever to do surgery. He looked at my mouth, and he saw he had a look of shock in his face. He saw with the noticeable improvement that he could just see. We'll have a better idea when I get the PET scan, which hopefully will be in the next week or two. Then we'll have a definitive analysis of the progress so far. And I had, and now if I were going to end up going the surgery option, they had originally told me, the doctor said that they would have to, it's a 12-hour surgery. They'd have to cut out 2/3 of my tongue, then cut skin off my body to reconstruct it. which is not an appealing process to say
Right.
the least. So I asked him, I said, well, what are we looking at now that you see all this improvement? And he said, well, he could probably do it with half a tongue now. So right now I've gained at least a sixth of a tongue. And then I asked him if it would still be a 12-hour surgery. And he said yes. And then I asked him a question I don't think anybody's ever asked him before. I said, I just got one more question for you, Doc. And he said, what's that? I said, are you sure you can stay awake for 12 straight hours?
Right.
And
It's a long time.
he assured me that he could. So, but
Well,
he didn't see that question coming.
I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad that it's all coming together.
The way I
What
would
time is your
describe it,
appointment? What time is your appointment on Friday?
that's like first thing in the morning for probably about 6 hours. So runs a bit, probably like 9 to 3. The one thing I would say, if the way I felt a month before I got my first treatment, I was in so much pain, daily and agony, and I was eating mashed potatoes, pudding, and soup broth,
Right.
and it was just absolutely brutal. Now the feeling in my mouth, I just have like a little tingling, which is like nothing. And I can pretty much eat anything I want to eat now. And if the way I do this right now, the way I feel, if that was the best I ever got from now for the rest of my life, it would be like Shangri-La compared to the way I was a month before I got my first treatment. So
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I've heard you say that a couple of times in spaces. So that is good news indeed, Fat. So God bless, and we'll keep you in our prayers, of course. And yeah, here we are.
I
Um,
appreciate it, and didn't mean to hijack all that time off your
that's all right.
show today, but
We're all right. We are okay. No worries. No worries for sure. But you know what? I'm kind of not feeling good myself right now. Not sure what's going on. So I'm going to pivot over to the WSOP stuff and get out of here if I last that long, because I really don't
just
feel good right now.
one quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, Team Spacers, looked like we were doing well or hit a few things. How we stand now?
Honestly, I haven't looked it up this morning, but I can tell you that Big Hooney is still in a tournament. Jason Kuhn is still in a tournament. And Brian Rast is still in a tournament. So those are all good things for us.
All right.
Um, but I'm trying not to look it up every day just because there's so many tournaments between now and the end of the WSOP that it's almost futile, right? Because those numbers are going to change every day. So I'm really just more about when I look on the app, like, are any of our players still in it? That's kind of what I'm looking at. And
Well,
of course,
I just figured when we have a big hit, we get a lot of points.
right on. We will be shouting it from the mountaintops. And oh, you know who else is still in it? Steven Song is still in a tournament too, and he's one of ours as well. So we definitely have 4 horses moving on today, whatever it is in their tournament, which of course is great news for us.
Did we
Um,
draft dance?
no,
So we don't have a song and a dance.
nope, we don't. We
Okay.
just have a song. And for some reason, in the back of my head, I have a haunting feeling that he's going to be um, not only a great player for us, but the 100 points we didn't get from his very first run. Um, for some reason, those 100 points are haunting me because I feel like at some point we're going to need those 100 points and we're not going to get them because they're not counting that tournament in our fantasy league
Uh,
because it was, one of those first ones.
well,
100 points, that's a lot not to get. But listen, I do need to move along because I'm not feeling good, you guys. Okay, so um, yesterday was day, I don't know, 105 for the for the Colossus, which of course had 16,301 runners, 7.1 million in the prize pool. There are 9 left going into what is today, the final day. Leader, as far as chip stacks are concerned, I'm just going to say his last name is Pylor from the United States. He has 225 million. I'm going to spell his first name, and I think it's Ramaswamy, maybe. It's Ramaswamy. Pylor, again, is our chip leader of the Colossus. Sigrid Den Denchek Checker maybe has 101 million, and a notable still in it to win it is Matt Glantz with 61 million. Event number 26 is the 25K no limit 8-handed high roller, 7.1 in the prize pool, 1.1 I'm sorry, 1.9 million at the top for the winner, and that winner is Chang Lee. In second place was Andrew Ostapchenko, who took home 1.2 million. Some notables still in it were Joe McKeon, who finished sixth for 325,000. Number 17 was the Golden Arches runner. Filet of Fish took home 73,000, and Osmus also took home 73,000 for his 22nd finish in that tournament. Event number 27 was a $1,500 Big O, 2 million in the prize pool, 297 waiting on top. There are 2 people left. The leader in chip stacks is Igor Zetster with 25 million from the United States, and Paul Sincere has 13 million in second place, also from the United States. So good luck to those 2 that are left to win it. Event number 29 was the $2,500 $3.4 million prize pool, 496,000 waiting at the top, 17 left. Joe Vanellis is the chip leader, and David McGowan is in second place according to the list. Now, the chip stack sizes for some of these tournaments is jacked up. So I'm not going to, I'm hoping these are correct as far as the order in which the player is in chip stack sizes, although I don't have the stacks. So fingers crossed. Event number 30, the 10K deuce to 7 low ball draw had 2.2 million. There are 16 left out of 189. Remember from yesterday, this was the tournament that was chock full of big names in the ones that were left. Right now, your chip stack leader is George Alexander. And again, the chip stacks are crazy. And I'm going to give you, for instance, play like it has 2 million and then in parentheses 61 big blinds. Then the next person has 2 million, they have 59 big blinds. Then the third person has 2 million, they have 54 big blinds. So I'm not sure if a different person is entering the data or if they're trying to change the data. I'm not sure. So I don't trust the chip stack sizes at
And
this
that's
point.
a 122, 118, and 108 small blinds.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Of course, according to this list, George Alexander's the chip leader, Daniel Smith's in second, D. Neggs is in third, and Nick Schulman is in fourth. Don't know what those chip stack sizes really are. I'm leery. But for Team Spacers, this is a tournament. Brian Rast is still in it to win it. Moving on to event number 31, which is the $800 deep stack 8-handed tournament. There were 4,481 runners, 3.2 million at the top. I'm sorry, no, 3.2 million in the prize pool, 352,000 at the top with 258 remaining. The chip leader is, I'm going to spell it, Hajime, and the last name is Watanabe. Again, the chip stack sizes are goofed up. In this one, um, Places 1 through 3 are listed as 3 million. Places 4 through 10 are listed as 2 million. So again, I'm not sure if they're trying to do something different or if there's just an error. I'm not sure. But anyway, Wannabe is the chip leader. Daniel Costner is in second. Team Spacers, um, listed in fourth place, is our Steven Song. So hopefully we'll get some points for our team from Steven. Event number 28 is the $600 mix no limit pot limit Omaha Deep Stack. There were 2,775 runners, 1.4 million in the prize pool, 178 at the top, and 417 are getting paid. And our winner was Tyler Brown for 178,000. Jorn Gravlin took second and 118,000 home from that tournament. Event number 32 was the 50K no limit eight-handed high roller, 5.9 million in the prize pool, 124 entries. There are 52 left with no payouts listed. The chip leader is Alexandre Reed from France. Victor Blom is in second. And for Team Spacers, Jason Kuhn is still in it to win it. Some notables still left are Cabril, Chino Ream, Kathy Lane, Jeremy Osmus, and Kristen Foxen. Event number, I see Snoop. Congrats on that golden ticket, buddy. Congrats. Event number 33, $1,500 no limit tournament has 677,000 in the prize pool, 130K waiting at the top. 99 are left in that race, and the chip leader is John Monette of the United States, and he has 368,000 in his chip stack. Christopher Baum has 342K. Some notables still in it would be Jeremy Becker at 18th place with 184,000 in his chip stack. Stephanie Anderson, 26th place with 154K. And trying to make poker great again is Eric Trump of Canada in 28th place for 151,000. If you can't see the humor in that, you're not alive right now. Scott Seaver, 35th place with 142K. Team Spacers, Big Hooney still in it to win it. He's in 47th place with 120K. Just the schedule for today at the WSOP 10 a.m. is day 1, event 34, $1,500 no limit super turbo bounty at 11 a.m. Day 2 of event 31, $800 deep stack 8-handed. 12 p.m. is day 2 of event 32, 50K 8 limit high roller. Also at 12 p.m. is day 1 of event 35, which is the 3K no limit freeze out. 1 p.m. is day 2, event number 33, which is the $1,500 no limit tournament. And at 2 p.m., day 1 of event 36, which is the 10K pot limit Omaha high low 8 or better. So those are your tournaments over at the WSOP. You guys, I'm really not feeling well, so I'm just going to give you a chance. You have anything else to say, Fats? Otherwise, I'm logging off.
How can I have? It's amazing how many tournaments are in progress at one time down there. Just the WSOP.
For sure. Those folks are working hard. And, it's being more complicated this year because they're having issues with the technology, which, of course, they're going to get straightened out, but still, it makes their life harder, right? And all they
I
want
don't know
to
how you
do.
keep track of it all. That's fascinating.
it's, let me tell you, it takes a couple hours a day to put all this
I
together.
would have figured maybe 3 tournaments still going and 2 or 3 new for the day. And but it's like I don't know. You sound like you rattled off almost 15 different events.
Right. Some that wrapped up, some that are still in progress, and some that are brand new. And let me tell you, the new app has made my life very complicated to figure all that out. Where before I would just go to the old website and it basically was like in one spot and I could just click like one toggle, maybe 2, and have everything I needed. And this one, I kind of have to click back and forth. And definitely has made it more time consuming
You
for.
can't go to the WSOP website anymore?
No, they took that down.
Oh, I like the way that was formatted,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
You just go right, you pull it up, you could pull up any year, you could pull up anything.
Yep, yep. All right, Isaac. Last chance, buddy. I got to log off.
No worries, no worries. Thanks everybody for pulling up. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cher, go ahead and go take care of yourself.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Get well. Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody. Bye.
Bye.